Good afternoon, Wanderboro High School community. Derek Maxwell, principal here. I want to take some time today to address some rumors and some concerns that have been expressed by a relatively small portion of our Wanderboro community, but things have gotten a little out of hand as far as the stretching of the truth and the misinformation. So I wanted to kind of clear up some things. Whenever I share information with you guys, you have to know that I'm bound by two different types of federal laws regarding privacy. There's both FERPA and HIPAA. So if it's related to someone's medical condition, it's HIPAA violation if I disclose information that could lead back to an individual. The same thing with FERPA regarding their educational rights. So just know that I wish I could tell you everything. I promise you it would make things seem a lot better, but I'm bound by those and what I can say. I can say, and I urge everyone to consider your sources of information. To be honest with you, I've been getting screenshots and phone calls and students' questions and parent questions and emails and Facebook messages and all kind of information. And just let me be clear. I understand your concerns. I'm listening to your concerns and I'm trying to address your concerns. But a lot of the information is 1,000% just false, and some of it's absolutely ludicrous. I've seen some screenshots from rants and raves about everything from fentanyl to rat poison to overdoses to multiple deaths to multiple fights, and a lot of it's just 1,000% inaccurate. So please consider your source. If you want to know, consider a primary source. The school is a primary source. Your students are primary sources. No, occasionally with social media and the glamorization of events, things get distorted a little bit, and as the story goes, things are embellished along the way. But if you ever have any straight up questions, just give me a call, shoot me an email, come sit down with me, I'll shoot you straight. But wanted to address a couple rumors and kind of put them juxtaposed to the actual facts so you can make your own decisions. Some of the rumors that there have been multiple overdoses from students in the past couple weeks. Now, that's a strong word. I will be honest and tell you that EMS has been called 6 times in about 12 days. 2 of those individuals at their request or their parents' request were transported to the hospital. The other 4 were able to be treated on site and either returned to school or returned to class, or were able to be treated in our clinic by our nurse, or went home for the day. I'll be honest with you, a lot of those things are completely unrelated to anything that is associated with the rumors of vapes and laced vapes and THC and all the things. I want everyone to kind of take a minute to consider that every day there's about 2,200 souls in this building. And so that represents, out of an 81,000 person community, about 3% of the total community of Barrow County is in this building each day. Now, when you reduce that down to the number of 18-year-old and under in Barrow County every day, about a third of them are here every day. So I want you to know that this school is not exclusive of the community. So if you take of a community of 81,000 folks, we represent 3% of that. So we're going to have the same rates of sickness, of medical disabilities, of deaths, of substance abuse, of mental illness. So we're not trying to gloss over and hide any things, but I want you to know that when things are purported as school problems, I want us to start thinking about them more as community problems. We represent a significant portion of the community, and we're not exclusive. We don't get to shut out the things in the community that make it into the school. We are part of the community. So I want you to know that, when you hear about students passing or things like that happens. Unfortunately, looking through some statistics this morning, out of per 100,000 people in Barrow County under the age of 18, we average about 43.7 deaths a year. That's super unfortunate, but students spend a significant amount of their time and their lives in Barrow County school system. So unfortunately, occasionally things are going to happen where students, currently in our care or just current students in general pass, and it's extremely sad and it's unfortunate, but we are a part of the larger community, and the statistics in the school mirror what happens in the larger community. So I want people to kind of think of it from that. I do want to take some time to address I wouldn't call it an increase in the number of vaping devices that we have confiscated, but I want you to know about a couple certain ones that we're starting to see more of, and some of the effects that these have on their first-time users or users who have not tried them before. One in particular is something called Delta 8. It's a chemical derivative of Delta 9, which is what is traditional THC found in marijuana. The way that it's processed, it mimics the effects. There's warning labels about driving and operating heavy machinery on these. It's completely not cleared by the FDA for any type of use in any type of environment. But unfortunately, these are widely available at least 15 to 20 vape shops in Winder and our community. They are not legally purchased for anyone under the age of 21, so that's a problem within itself. But I want you guys to know that when we confiscate devices, we also take that opportunity to discuss things with students. We find out, where did you get this? How are you guys getting this? And to be honest with you, about half of the students report stealing, taking these devices from a family member, their own parents, an uncle, an aunt, an older brother. So just beware, and that a lot of these devices, I would say about half, are coming from their households. The others, maybe they're being purchased illegally somewhere, maybe someone has illegally purchased them for them. But I want you to know that on several instances, students who have never engaged in smoking marijuana or the Delta 8 derivative have taken it upon themselves to try this, and sometimes at school. And essentially what's happened to several of these students is they are completely unaware of what is happening to their bodies, and they start to exhibit, extreme paranoia. This, causes them to feel either lethargic. A lot of times their heart rates go up, their blood pressure goes up. So when we see these things in the clinic and there's no previous medical condition to help paint the picture of why these things may be happening, it is our standard protocol to call EMS and have them checked out by a professional. So I want you to know that, we call EMS whenever we feel like it's something that whenever we feel not comfortable treating something, because we want to make sure that your students receive adequate medical attention. Now, a lot of times they'll come, check them out, and everything seems fine, and by then the students have calmed down and they go on back about their day. But sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're transported to the hospital. So in the next video, I'm going to actually take the time to show you some of these devices. So I want you to be aware of what they look like. I want you to be aware that some devices that look very much like traditional nicotine devices are in fact either Delta 8 devices or THC devices that we've seen some of, and a lot of these are coming, either they're manufactured illegally in states where it's illegal, as Georgia is, or that some of them are coming across state lines. We have found insignia from states where it's legal, like Colorado, California, and so somehow, some way, these things are making it into the hands of a few of our students and in the community. And so I kind of want to just walk you through, show you some actual devices, and explain for some things you can look for as parents. Parents, I encourage you to take the time to talk to your students about this. If you're a more aggressive type parent and you don't really, you feel like they're in my house, that I have the right to kind of violate their privacy, if you will. I mean, you can search your students' rooms, you can search their vehicles, you can search their person. If you have questions about any of the devices you find, you can bring it to the school and ask myself or the resource officer or our medical staff on site, and we'd be happy to share with you information about programs that aim to, help students stop these things, and then just tell you what it is. I think a lot of students are not being honest with their parents about what these devices are, and they're telling them it's nicotine, and some of them are traditional THC, and some are the Delta 8 derivative. But we'd be happy to help walk through that with you. Another thing you can do, if you have concerns that your students may have ingested or taken something or vaped something that contains THC in its traditional form or the Delta 8 derivative, there are at-home drug test kits available on Amazon. 2 clicks away, 24 hours later, they show up at your door. You have immediate knowledge. You can test I've seen tests from everything from THC to nicotine to fentanyl to methamphetamines, cocaine, opiates. If you want to know what your students do, and I encourage you to take those measures and find out. But just know that we're treating it very seriously here. We're sending kids who are found with the Delta 8 and the THC traditional THC pins. We're sending them to alternative school, and we conduct random searches in restrooms. I'm warning students now. I'm telling parents. We've made announcements about it. We reserve the right to enter a restroom, and if we see smoke or we see students in the same stall, we reserve the right to conduct a search on students in those restrooms, and we may use a metal detector to help find these devices. We've confiscated hundreds of these over the years, and we plan on continuing to do that. But want your help in this, so help us out at home. If you have these devices you legally use for yourself, please keep them under lock and key as you would any other substance. A lot of times students get things from their household, so please help us there. If you have any questions, my door is always open. It's not the days of smoking in the boys' room. The traditional cigarettes seem to be gone. I think in 4 years here, we've confiscated one cigarette that I'm aware of. It is something. It's kind of, the trend has changed. This is the new thing. Unfortunately, it's much more difficult to detect. To be honest with you, a kid can walk in the restroom with a Delta 8 or a THC dab pen, some of them call it, and sit on a stall, and total time of in the restroom and out of the restroom is 8 to 9 seconds, and they have ingested enough Delta 8 marijuana or traditional marijuana to be high. It has pretty much zero smell. They slide it right back in their pocket, return to class like nothing happened. Short of sitting in every stall, we have a difficult time of catching these instances. So please know that we're doing what we can, but we also have to respect the privacy of your students, and we also don't want to infringe on the 99% of our students who are making good choices every day. So like I said, if you have any questions, give me a call, shoot me an email, come set up an appointment, sit down with me. I'd love to partner with you in this and helping us curb this pandemic, this epidemic that is facing our students these days. There's a lot of things going around out there that parents need to be informed about, and I want to be a partner with you in that. So reach out to me, let me know. If you have concerns and you want to address things, please let me know. Thank you.